up to the tag deadline and said, no, we need to get something done. Dak Prescott agrees to a deal with the Cowboys. Adam Schefter just tweeted this. We don't have any particulars on how long it's for.
Wow.
Of course, over the last year, they've been sort of quibbling over the length and how much it would be. But as of now, it looks as though they have avoided placing the franchise tag on Dak Prescott for a second straight year, something that would have cost them in the range of $37.7 million. As you take a look at the Cowboys by starting, plainly obvious what kind of difference Dak makes for the boys as their starting QB. Dallas scored over 10 points per game more with Dak as their starter than without him last season. Of course, he went down to that devastating leg injury, but the quarterback performances were night and day in Dallas last season. It felt like we were trending in this direction, right? And in particular for someone like Dak, who the numbers bared out that he deserved to be paid in that sort of Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes level, which is what he was looking for at the beginning of the year. People wondered if that injury would sort of impact whether they could get a deal done.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, and I can't wait to hear the details of this contract, is how many years, right? Because a year ago, it looked like they were going to get the parameters of a contract down, but one side wanted 4 years. That was Dak's side.
Right.
The Cowboys wanted 5 years.
Right.
Then you add another year here, and now suddenly that conversation is it a 3-year deal? Is it a 4-year deal? Because you added that extra year?
Exactly.
That's going to be the big question here. We're going to find out with, you got an interview?
Exactly. Ed Warder, in fact, right now is joining us on the phone. He joined us at the beginning of the show. I mean, how did we get this done? What's changed over the last 45 minutes? They were able to get this deal done, Ed.
Yeah, everything we had heard over the past week or so had indicated they'd been making steady and continued progress on finally reaching an agreement on a contract that the Cowboys have been seeking since 2019 with their starting quarterback. You know, when they went to the 2019 season, Jerry Jones at that time said a deal was imminent. But then Dak got off to this incredible start. He was no longer willing to play for the money that they've been talking about. So we got franchise tag last year, the first quarterback in Cowboys history to play on the franchise tag, and only the third ever. And I think what's really important here, until we know more specifics as to the length of the deal and the amount of money that's involved, is two things. One, he becomes, in Jerry Jones's 33 years as owner of the franchise, Dak Prescott's only the second quarterback to get a second contract from the franchise, the others being Troy Aikman and Tony Romo. So that's significant. And then I think the most important thing is now the Cowboys know what they're budgeting going forward as they, begin free agency, restructuring contracts. They know what Dak Prescott is going to cost, and it's not going to be $37.7 million, which it would have been had he played a second year on the tag. This should provide them some stability at the quarterback position, and they can plan to, create more talent around Dak Prescott and really address the defensive side of the ball where the real shortcomings exist.
Ed, we actually did get those numbers just now from Adam Schefter. It appears Dak Prescott has agreed to a 4-year, $160 million deal with the Cowboys. Again, there was some questions about guaranteed money and what that would look like. Guaranteed money, would he be in the Deshaun Watson or Patrick Mahomes territory? Russell Wilson has the most guaranteed money for quarterbacks right now. So again, this is a deal that finally got done. We felt like this was about a year or two in the making, and it's certainly been solidified.
All right, we will have much more.
And the Bucs are working on a contract extension, very well deserved. Our Adam Schefter saying the team and Brady have, quote, good momentum toward a contract extension. Brady currently has one more year left on a 2-year, $50 million contract he signed with Tampa Bay last March. Max, are you confident that Brady will win another Super Bowl with the Bucs?
No, I can't say confident. I take confident to mean that's better than 50-50. I think Tom Brady has a damn good shot, year in and year out, to win a Super Bowl with the Bucs, provided he stays at the level he's on, give or take. And as time goes on, even Tom Brady. I saw this happen with Bernard Hopkins, who I thought was fighting father time to a draw. Even he eventually, at the age of 50, was no longer the same. So he'll have a shot every year, if he's more or less on this level, on this team. They are loaded. But I wouldn't pick him against the field. That's tough. And you know how lucky you have to get, how many breaks you have to get along the way to win a Super Bowl? Like, that's what's so amazing about how many Super Bowls Brady has won. You think about Patrick Mahomes this year, best quarterback I've ever seen. I thought he was the most spectacular player in the Super Bowl, honestly, even with those bad numbers, running for his life and everything. Mahomes had to get lucky even to win the one Super Bowl, right? Because if Garoppolo hits Sanders, he doesn't even win the one. And then he got unlucky the next year, this past season, when both starting tackles went down to injury. And with that makeshift offensive line, he was pressured on over half his snaps. No, you're not. There's really never a team that you would say is not just the odds-on favorite, but the favorite against the field. Even Kansas City last year, I thought, hey, you know what? They're the favorite against the field. No, not really. Too many things have to go right. So if Brady sticks around for 4 or 5 years at this level, then I would say, yeah, probably at that point, better than 50-50, he wins one. But if we're really saying, let's take this at 2-year intervals for Brady, who's 43 now, I can't say it's a better than 50-50 proposition that he wins yet another one. Too many things have to go right.
Well, I would say, how are we going to sit up there and bet against it? I'd say it's a better than 50-50 proposition. Why would I not say that? Let's scour the NFC. When we look at the Los Angeles Rams, how confident are you about Matthew Stafford or Jimmy Garoppolo or Russell Wilson in Seattle, considering what's been going on there with Pete Carroll and his staff with Russell Wilson? Matt LaFleur's in Green Bay. Am I supposed to jump up and celebrate and think there's going to be a parade near Lambeau Field because of him? Sorry, I don't feel that way. Chicago Bears still don't have a quarterback, okay? We understand all of that, okay? The Dallas Cowboys, all of a sudden, I'm supposed to believe that Dak Prescott's going to come back from the broken ankle and the broken foot, whatever the hell it is. Or how about both? Because it looked nasty. That was a nasty-looking injury there. Am I supposed to believe that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to resurrect themselves with Jalen Hurts? How about Danny Dimes with the New York Giants? How about the Washington football team that not only doesn't have a quarterback, but not even a name? A matter of fact, their quarterback is Heineke. Is that what it is? Heineke, last time I heard that was a muffler. Okay? I mean, what am I supposed to think there? Okay? So we got the NFC there. And then the AFC, of course, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs are going to come back, try to make amends for what happened, but they got beat down. All right? Then I look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger's coming back. I'm happy about that. But you know how you feel about that. We look at Lamar Jackson. Is he going to learn how to throw the football better? We know what an incredible athlete he is. Is Joe Burrow ready in Cincinnati? Is Baker Mayfield ready in Cleveland? Josh Allen in Buffalo, I like it. Tua Tagovailoa in Miami, I like it. But we ain't looking at none of them and thinking that they're going to get past Kansas City. And so when you look at it from that perspective, all right, now we go back to the NFC and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers specifically. I don't think Antonio Brown's going anywhere. I don't think Rob Gronkowski's going anywhere. I don't think Cameron Brate's going anywhere. I don't think that Chris Godwin is going anywhere. I don't think Mike Evans is going anywhere. Oh, by the way, O.J. Howard's probably coming back. And, oh, by the way, that defense is still going to be in there, all right? And then Bruce Arians is still there. Byron Leftwich is still there. Todd Bowles is still there because I didn't see him get a head coaching job this offseason. Why should I not believe in Tampa Bay coming back now? That, you're playing with house money. You're the Super Bowl champions. You got that pressure off your shoulders. You did what you came there to do, and now this is what the deal is. I don't see any issues with it whatsoever. I can sit up there and see Tampa Bay winning another Super Bowl in the next 2 years as long as Brady is still there.
You make a good case for every other team seems to have warts of one kind or another in the NFC, right? Mm-hmm. So you make a good case for them being the odds-on favorites. Sure. But that's different than them being the favorites against the field. And when you look at some of these teams, Green Bay, for example, came this close, right? And they had drafted a quarterback in the first round. They're not going to draft a quarterback in the first round now. And this is the first year Rodgers really figured it out with LaFleur. So now they have their entire complement of draft picks just to help Aaron Rodgers in the defense. And they were that close already with a blunder by LaFleur. Never going to happen again. I think you have to look at Green Bay. I think you have to look at ascending teams like Arizona. I think what if Kyler Murray takes the next jump because he already improved and becomes an elite quarterback? Could easily happen. Look, they're kind of stacked. I think you have to look at the 49ers, who were in the Super Bowl the previous year with Garoppolo, who, by the way, wins at least twice as much as he loses, including in the playoffs. I think there are plenty of teams who could beat Tampa on any given Sunday in the playoffs, and it just takes one loss, season over. I can't say better than 50-50 to win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years.
Well, guess what? Tom Brady is the first player to win an NFL championship in 3 different
game for money. Never once in my life have I ever touched a football and thought about our individual bank accounts or what was to come. I play the game because of my love, my passion. Let's go! I control what I control, and the rest, I don't give it too much worry, I don't give it too much thought.
Dak, this is Jerry Jones, and you're a Dallas Cowboys.
From a little boy, I've always imagined being the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, and I've been blessed to be that, and never imagined wearing anything else.
The franchise tag deadline is tomorrow, and still no long-term deal between Dak and the Cowboys. Without a deal done by 4 p.m. Eastern, the Cowboys will likely use the franchise tag on Prescott for the second straight year at a cost of $37.7 million. Stephen A., how long will Dak remain a Cowboy, knowing all that we know?
I hope I'm wrong. Let me say that. But I'd have to venture to guess and say 1 more year. There does come a point in time where you're looking at somebody that you work for and you feel so disrespected that you're like, the hell with this person. I want to go someplace else where I'm appreciated, where I'm valued, where I don't feel, even though you know in your heart of hearts in the world of professional sports, there's always an obligation to have to prove something, and your medal is tested, and you've got to show up and show out because you've always got to validate your very own existence, and you understand that. There does come a point in time where you look at certain people and it's like, okay, this is what I've done. And you're holding me to a standard that's inconsistent with the standard that you hold other people to.